What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a great weekend, and I had already a great week. I had a great week. I'm gonna tell you later why, and it's on the GU. I can't wait just like to explain some of the trades that I took. But before we start, if you're new over here, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button if you like this video, and like always, I'll make like weekly technical analysis to show you my point of view of where the next week is gonna go. So before we start, I just wanted to explain something that about the people who are asking me like why I wasn't active the last couple of weeks. I was active, guys, but in another group because I stopped mentoring for I guess 3 months. I had a free group where I just like share some of my trades and all that stuff, make some zooms. But today I'm gonna give back to my community and share all my trades over there, make the Zoom calls over there. Everything is over there. So we are back. So let's just get started with the DXY. So last week, we was waiting for two things on the previous video. I was waiting for the pullback, so the price come over here or over here, then start going higher because we had a break of the structure. So I was waiting for a pullback, but we didn't get that pullback. As soon as the market opened, the DXY started pushing to the upside almost the whole week, the half of the week, and then we started going down. So we didn't tap on this demand zone or the supply zone, but we tap it in a on the gap. What does that mean? If like you know the gap, it's like the different when the price, like when the market open closes and then open, we have a gap, and that gap, if you know, if you're familiar with the gaps, the gap always need to be filled. Okay, so let's say not always, but most of the time, like 70-80%, the gaps need to be filled. So what the price did over here, the price went higher, went down, and then went higher, gave us a clean accumulation. And then if you can see, the DXY went all the way down, the aggressive move. And then over here, it didn't tap the gap. It may mitigated some order blocks in here. We gave this a small push to the upside. Then if you can see this huge push to the downside, already in this push to the downside, if I'm not wrong, I really don't remember this one or this one. I got a sell, I got a buy, sorry, on AU. I really don't remember which one because like I took a lot of trades, but whatever. So the thing I want to talk about with you about is after we had this accumulation, the price over here went all the way down to fill this gap, and then if you can see, the price started going higher aggressively. So at this moment, what do we have in here on the 4 hourly on the 1 hourly time frame? I have over here a supply zone which is on the 15 or the 5 minute, if you can see it. So by the way, this is the high and this is the low of the week. So I just wanted to look at this range to see what do we have, because already I talked about these two supply zones and these two demand zones on the previous video. So I don't want to repeat it. In here, what I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for the price to give like after the market opened to give me a small push to the upside, then started going lower to react with this demand or this demand to keep going higher, because I need to like I'm looking for a trend, uptrend. Sorry, guys. I'm looking for an uptrend on the DXY. So the price may respect this one, or even respect this supply zone, then keeps going lower, give us that clean pullback. That later is gonna, like, if you can see, we have a higher high, higher low, and now we have a higher high. We may started like in the downtrend over here to keep going lower, something like this. Yeah. So we may test this one and start going lower, lower, lower. We may respect this one and go higher, or we keep going lower and then go higher. So what I'm gonna be waiting as soon as the market open, like always, confirmations, nothing else. If the price tap it in this supply zone, I'm gonna be looking to buy EU and GU. If the price tap it here and started going higher, I'm gonna look if I do have a sell setups. I'm gonna be selling them, because I do work like, if you don't know how to work with DXY, is like when the DXY is going lower, it means that the dollar is gonna be weaker. So you buy if you're having like a Euro USD pair, you should be buying the Euro USD because the DXY is gonna get weaker. So the dollar is gonna go lower and the euro is gonna go higher. So I'm gonna make another video about that in another time. So as I told you, what I'm waiting over here, if the price went higher, I'm gonna look to sell from here. This is my first TP, this is my second TP. If the price keeps going lower, I may buy from here all the way up, or I'm gonna keep waiting for it to go lower and then go higher. But if the price didn't respect this one or this one, it means I'm gonna be waiting for it to at least hit this demand zone. Then I'm gonna be looking for buy. So, but the thing is, we may keep going higher, and I'm gonna explain to you in a second why. So if you go to AU and you go to the weekly, okay, so if you can see, sorry for that, yeah, so if you can see on the weekly time frame on AU, we made a higher high and this is a higher low. So after a higher low, we need to see a higher high. So we are to say that we are in a continuation to the upside. But if you can see on AU, the price respected this supply zone and then started going making lows. So what I'm waiting for is to see the break of this or this low. So I'm waiting for AU to keep going down. We may have a small pullback, this is on the weekly, like a small pullback in here, and then the continuation to the downside. If you can see, we are on a downtrend on AU for a long time. So now let's continue with AU. We go to daily. Yeah, so on AU last week, as I said, we have this Wyckoff distribution, redistribution, sorry. And what we have with the redistribution, it means that the price is going to keep going lower, and that's exactly what happened when the market opened. The price kept going lower. You can see we went lower, we had a small pullback to test the supply in here, and then the price kept going lower. So let me go on the lower time frame. So in here, it's almost the same thing on the DXY, but it's reversed. If you can see, we have this accumulation, which is a distribution on the DXY, and then we reacted in here, which is the gap, if you remember, on the DXY, and then the price is over here giving me a test. But as you can see on the DXY, I still see like the DXY is still gonna go higher. So in here, we may see the price not respecting this demand zone and it's gonna push lower to respect this one or this one. But if the DXY started going lower to mitigate the demand zone, it means what we're gonna have a higher price on AU. So AU is gonna keep going higher. When it touches this one, the DXY should touch the demand zone. I know it's kind of complicated, guys, but it is easy. So what I'm looking to do on AU is I already have the setups in here. I'm going to show it to you in a second, but if the price broke this demand zone, I'm going to be looking to buy. And in this one, at the same time, I'm going to be checking the supply zone on DXY. If it didn't respect this one and went all the way down, which is the previous week that I talked on this one, the supply zone on the DXY, which is the higher one. Just a second, the DXY. This supply zone, it is almost the same on EU, which is this demand zone. Okay, so everything is related, guys. So let's go on the lower time frame and talk. Close this one. I'm gonna talk about this one. So this one was before the market closed, almost I guess. The trade tab on 9:21 minutes, so it's almost 2 hours before the market closed. It was a clean Wyckoff accumulation, and this was the spring test. So, but I already closed this one, and I'm waiting for the price to react from here, and we may have a push to the downside to manipulate this low. We may test this week, and then the price will go higher. I still don't know, because the gap may be when the market's open, we're gonna have a big gap that it may even hit this place and then start going higher. And we know the spread is so big, so it is hard for me to enter in here. But I'm gonna try to manage if I got another entry. But for me, for right now, I haven't like some good setups to for buys. But this is, if you can see, it is accumulation. But this accumulation may be the half of a redistribution that is gonna happen. So we may have like the price doing something like this. So the selling climax AR, we may do something like this. We have the sign of weakness. Then we have the UT or the UTAT, and then the price is going to keep going lower. So keep going lower. We're having a redistribution just to hit this demand zone. We still don't know we just like wait for the market open, look for confirmations, and we mark our like analysis. So enough with AU. Let's go to USD/CHF. So USD/CHF, I already tried started this pair not a long time ago, but I'm trying to like it because it's respecting the supplies and demands. Like if you can see over here, it's respecting this demand, which is tiny, this one, and this one, it's respected and all this stuff. I already, as I remember, I started trading USD/CHF at the in the middle of January, something like this, I guess, when the price was hitting this demand zone. And since that time, it's like giving me a clean structure, clean supply and demand zones. And right now, what I'm having, if you can see over here, we are in uptrend. Okay, so higher high, higher low. We respected this high, and then we started making a downtrend. Right here, what I'm waiting for is like, if you can see, the price took all these highs, and it's reacting with the supply zone. Before it, we had a reaccumulation. I did market up, but I just cleaned it, so I make the shot a little bit clean. But what I'm waiting for right now, like we left a, just a second, it's not like that. I want you to understand why I'm looking to sell from there. So if you can see, we are started in a uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And in here, we failed to make a higher high. So it may be the beginning of the downtrend. So if you can see, we had a downtrend. So this is a higher high, lower low. This is a lower high. Now we had a liquidity to the downside, double bottom. So what the price may do right now, it took this high, and we still have another supply zone in here. It's on the 4-hourly time frame or the 3-hourly. That the price, I'm waiting for him to test it, and then the price is gonna keep going lower, and we started a downtrend. If it didn't respect it, no problem. I'm gonna try to look for longs until we hit the supply zones to start looking for sells. But I do not focus a lot with this pair. I just make the setups, and then I come back to see what happened. And if I catch it some good trades, I'm gonna be on them. And that's it. By the way, we have this demand zone that I already just noticed it right now. If you can see, it is a demand zone that already broke structure, which is this one, and then had a reaccumulation and went high. So this reaccumulation may be the liquidity that the price is going to take later to mitigate this demand zone. So I'm already going to be sharing some of those ideas on the FTMO Discord group. I'm going to be posting the link down below. It is my free group. And for those who want to join the mentorship, where we do have a full course, I do share all my trades over there. You will have a Ask TTFX section where you ask me about anything, anytime, and I will answer you as soon as possible. And we have a lot of other traders. If you're interested, all what you need to do when you do join the FTMO free group, go to the Discord mentorship, and you're gonna find everything I do offer you, the price and how to enter. So let's continue, and we go to GU. I want to let GJ, sorry, I want to let GU to the end because I have some trades that I want to talk about. So let's continue. So let's just like, if you can see, it's clear that we are starting downtrend in here. Just a second, because we was going higher high, just a second, lower low, lower high. This is another lower low. Now we had a lower high. We didn't break this one, and now I'm looking for GJ to keep going lower. But before we go lower, we always need to push and then the pullback. So if you can go on the 1 hourly time frame. So I reacted with this demand zone, but this higher time frame demand zone still didn't tap in. We had a break of the structure, leaving behind 2 supply zones, and now we are on the pullback. If you can see on the pullback, we are respecting the demand zones. We're making a higher high, higher low. Then we made a higher high, but it didn't tap on this supply zone. So this is, for me, is not the, it's liquidity, sorry. So what I'm waiting for right now, I'm waiting for the pullback, and then the price is gonna go higher. But the pullback, it may not get over here. It may just like respect this demand zone. If you can see, I'm looking to buy over there. This is the some of the setups. Just a second, let me go on the lower time frame to show you which demand zone I picked. So here is the demand zone I picked. It broke this structure, and it was like had some liquidity, and then we went higher. So you can see the price is started going in a range near it. We may like tap on it when the market open. So as soon as the market open, the price is going to be on the entry. So we're not gonna like take the entry, the price tap in here, and then started going higher. Then I'm going to be looking for sales from here. But if the price like broke this stop loss and started going lower, I'm going to be looking to buy from here because that is the like demand zone that I'm marking to buy for from, and it's already going to be respecting the structure because if you can see higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we're going to have a higher low that's going to be something like this, and then we may respect the supply and this and then go lower, or we're just going to have a small pullback forming kind of liquidity. We break the liquidity, we had a accumulation distribution, sorry, and then this price is going to start going lower. So like that's why I always tell you, do not enter in a trade from a high time frame supply or demand zone. As soon as the price taps your supply zone on the high time frame, let's say 1 hour, you start going on the 15 and the 5 minutes, start looking for confirmations as a high probability setup or a Wyckoff distribution or accumulation. For me in here, I have a high probability setup. That's why I'm entering in here. And if the price came over here, it needs to give me some liquidity as confirmation that I'm going to be entering in this buy. Okay, so this is for GJ and GU. So GJ, yes. Oh, I'm missing it up. And last but not least, GU. Yeah, before I show you the analysis, I want to talk with you with in here, in this small box in here. So last week, I took some good trades, to be honest. And there is a missing trade in here, which I don't know where it went, but just a second. The trade was just a second. Okay, so let me go to the Discord group because as I remember, it was over there. Just a second. So come on. Okay, just a second. Let me put it over here. I go to the group. Let me check the trade. Just a second. Okay, update. Yes. So the trade was, yeah, that was the trade. Just a second, let me show it to you. Come on. So as you can see, this is the trade. This was the spring, and this was the spring. The take profit was this liquidity. So we put it outside. The stop loss was, as I remember, down here. And the take profit is almost something like this. So in here, I just want to explain for you why I entered in here as a seller, in here as a buyer, and in here as a seller. Okay, so when the price started, okay, so I know many of you are gonna be like, this is fake. You don't have the before and after and all this stuff. Yes, I do not have the before and after for these trades. I only have the after, but for a 1,000 trade that I took, I always have the before and after. And if you're on my Discord group, you know that I always do share them. If you're like willing to see some of my before and after setups, all we have to do, join the Discord down below, go to TTFX setups, and you're gonna see that I always send the before and after. But I wanted to explain this one because I really liked it, and it like is respected the price and all that stuff. So in here, when the price started giving me a range, I knew that we are starting a Wyckoff. I still didn't know if it is a accumulation or distribution, but as soon as the price started going, like give me this liquidity to the downside and then the push to the upside. When the price was over here, I was looking for any supplies in here, and I found this one was mitigated by this wick. This wick was mitigated by this one, but this one wasn't mitigated. Like I guess it's on the 3 or the 1 minute. Let me show you the exact supply zone. Yeah, so it was on the 3 minute. If you can see it this wick in here, let me push it like go to the back. So it was this one. And if you can see, we have already liquidity in here. By the way, I deleted some of the things so the chart be a little bit clearer, then we do mark them together. I have this liquidity equal less liquidity to the upside. So I was waiting for the price to tap in here and look for confirmations to sell. Like I could have entered directly, but if you can see, this is the AR that it already broke the stop loss a little bit. So I could have been tapped on stop loss. So as soon as the price tapped over there, started going lower, I had this break of the structure. Let me just mark it back. So if you can see a higher high, higher low, higher high, then we have a equal we have equal lows, something like that. A small pullback, we didn't test this order block, and then they pushed to the downside that gave me this break of the structure to the downside. So, and when the price started giving me a range, I knew that this was the liquidity that is going to be manipulated, and the purpose of it to test this order block, and that's exactly what happened. I entered over there. Let me just delay the, and if you can see, it was 3.7 pips stop loss, and then the price went straight to the downside, gave me a 1 minute redistribution, and then smashed that TP, which is almost 7 risk reward ratio. Okay, so in here, I do know, like, as I have a 12 schematics of Wyckoff distribution accumulation. Sorry, I started marking up like this is the selling climax, and this is the AR. And just a second, I'm gonna show you which Wyckoff I'm talking about, which is this one. If you can see it on the screen, but you can see we have the sideway, and then the break of the structure to the upside, forming the AR, then the break of the structure to the downside, and that's exactly what happened. We had the range. We broke the structure to the upside. The purpose was to mitigate this supply zone, form of the AR. Then we had our entry, and boom, the price went straight to the downside. As soon as the price went lower, let me just like go to the 5, which I should go on the 1 minute, not on the 5 minutes. Sorry for that. Yeah, so it was on the 5 minutes. So then what we have the push to the downside, and then the price went all the way up. When it went all the way up, we broke this last lower high, and then the price started going lower. So this one was a risky one, so I didn't like to enter, because it was risky. Like, I didn't have a clean break of the structure or leaving liquidity behind or anything like that. So I didn't enter on it. As you can see, the price respected the spring and then gave me that clean break of the structure to the upside. So then I know that I have the spring over here. I have a break of the structures, and the price started going in a small range, forming what? Liquidity on the upside, liquidity on the downside. And at the same time, when we go on the lower time frame, we're going to see that the price left a demand zone. So I want to take you exactly to the time frame where you can see that the demand zone is over there, which is this small order block. If you can see it over here, see this order block. Okay, it is a little bit higher, which is, it should be like this. Yeah. So this is the order block of the spring test, and then the price started going higher. What I was waiting for is like the price to mitigate this one, and I had my confirmation break of the structure, liquidity, and then the price started going low slowly in here. Tap at that entry, and then if you can see, the price reacted from there and started giving me a break of the structure to the upside. My take profit, was targeting this liquidity, and if you can see, after we took that liquidity, we had a small pullback to the back. Just a second, let me go on 2 minutes. So this was the second trade, and from here, I was waiting for the price to not come back, but I was good. Like, I like to take trades during the day, and I'm like so good with like 12 risk reward ratio. And then the price gave me a break of the structure of this liquidity, a small pullback, and broke the structure to the upside. Then, if you can see, this push to the downside gave me a break of the structure to the downside. That went back to form the LPS, which mitigated this order block, which you can see right here. Like, I'm liking how GU is respecting the levels, and like everything is clean. Like the Wyckoff really clean, guys. It's been like a long time, and I didn't see a clean Wyckoff like this. And then after the LPSY tested this one, we started going higher to mitigate the sign of strength that formed after the test. So after the price giving me started giving me this respect, I knew that we're gonna start going lower, because we formed like I was marketing like this. This one was just under these two, and this looked like a clean liquidity for me. And since the price started respecting the sign of strength, I jumped it on the trade, and my take profit was this demand zone, because like I was maybe just the price is gonna come back, mitigate this one, even here form with the liquidity, and then the break of the structure to the upside. But what the price did, it went all the way down, hit my entry, take profits, which almost 7 risk reward ratio. And then it didn't start going higher. It started going in a small range, went down, made equal lows. Let me just like, I don't know what this was. related. And the price, what it did, it took the LPS break, because some of the people did bought from here, but they take profit of them because they know that this is a Wyckoff accumulation. So their targets are going to be so high, like they may target like this high, something like that. So the market went back to form the this low, which I named it the ST, because this one, it is going to be the test of the this order block, not the LPS backup, because it went lower. But let's just like take it, because you may not be familiar with Wyckoffs, but I just wanted to explain for you like the power of Wyckoff, guys. So why I wanted to talk, because a lot of people are saying that Wyckoff is kind of hard and all that stuff, but the moment you understand how Wyckoff goes and backtest it, you're gonna be like understanding every move that happened in here. Because as we can see, there is no move in here that happened that I didn't explain or didn't mark. And then if you can see, this was the last low that took the people that are in break even in here or their stop loss under the LPS break. And then you can see the price went higher to that take profit that we was talking about, which is this one. Okay. So now I'm just going to give you my view on GU, and that's it. By the way, I missed a entry in here. We had a clean distribution, sorry, in here. I didn't enter on it. To be honest, for the last 2 months, I tried to be away from GU, but now after I'm seeing these kind of setups that are forming, I'm going to stick with this, man. So what I do have, so lower low, lower high, a lower low. So the price is going to keep going lower because I have a downtrend. So after we had a break of the structure to the downside, I'm waiting to see a pullback. But the pullback, I'm not waiting for it to hit this zone, because I do have a redistribution after the distribution. So we had a distribution, broke the structure to the downside. Over here formed a redistribution, which now we are on the last phase of it, which is the pullback. So the pullback may get back over here and then go lower, because if you can see, we had a break of the structure was made by this one. And at the same time, we have the UT that have an order block. Sometimes what the price do is just came over here, start going lower for us a liquidity, and then boom, move to the upside, take this liquidity, mitigate the UT, and then go lower. But that doesn't mean the price is going to respect this one 100%, because what the price may do, okay, do something like this, and then take the UT and then start going lower. That's why you need to look for confirmations as soon as the price hits one of the supply zones. It's already on the 15 minutes, so you can go on the 3 or 1 minute wait for high probability setup or a Wyckoff distribution. So I know that the video of the day was a little bit longer than usual, but because I wanted to start like teaching you guys some of the things that I do know, so you can like not wait to like watch 6 or 7 hours from videos just to understand some of these setups that I'm talking about. And to be honest, I'm I didn't find the word. I'm planning to make some new YouTube videos, not like those one for the weekly technical analysis. I'm gonna keep doing those, but every weekend. But during the week, I'm gonna start like giving you a case studies like those. Like I'm gonna make high up the top-down analysis maybe. Like I take a pair and I tell you how I do go from 0 on that pair without anything to fully analyze that pair and look for, like, tell you if I'm gonna be looking for buys and sells and why, and how I take some confirmations. And the other ideas are gonna be like a case study of some of the trades. After I take a trade, I do already for sure. I'm gonna be having the before and after, and I'm gonna start with you like we delayed everything, and I start telling you like, let's say the AR. I start telling you what I'm looking for over here, what I was waiting for. I market the liquidity and why. I market the breakup structure and why, and etc. Until we get the trade and the confirmations and why I picked this TP. Like I didn't put the TP in here or in here. Why I wanted to go out in here and all this stuff. So that's enough for today. I know it was a long video. Hope you all get some benefits from the weekly technical analysis. And if any of you have any question about anything on the video, as I told you, I'm going to be posting the link for the public Discord group. You can ask me on the group anything, and you can join us. I'm already going to start like posting 1 or 2 setups every 1 or 2 days over there. And thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great trading week and take care. Goodbye.